Now, with the inauguration of U.S. President Donald Trump fast approaching, SABC correspondent Sherwin Bryce-Pease is in Washington, D.C., where preparations for the occasion have been underway all week. He now joins us for an update. Sherwin, thank you so much for joining us. What's the mood like in Washington? Earlier, we saw visuals of Trump arriving in Washington for the last time as a private citizen.
Well, absolutely correct. He arrived here with his wife Melania on an official military jet from New York, no longer the Trump Boeing that we've become so accustomed to seeing him disembark from. He arrived in the nation's capital and went straight to his Trump International Hotel, which is situated just behind where my camera is positioned here, for a private luncheon. We got snippets of him sort of congratulating members of the Republican Party on their success, because this is a Republican victory in many ways, Lulu. Over my left shoulder, in the distance, you might be able to see a bit of Capitol Hill. Those are the steps where Donald Trump, President-elect Donald Trump, will officially become President of the United States, the 45th President of this country, after a tumultuous campaign where he upended all predictions that he will not rise to the highest office in the land. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to descend on Washington for that ceremony that starts at 11:30 Eastern Time. That's about 6:30 p.m. Central African Time. Hundreds of thousands, but not the numbers we saw in 2008. Of course, 1.8 million people descended on Washington, the nation's capital, for that historic moment 8 years ago when President Barack Obama was sworn into office. We're expecting crowds of between 800,000 and 900,000 people, certainly what officials tell us, but sizable enough to see Donald Trump sworn in here on the steps of Capitol Hill Friday morning.
Now, Sherwin, what events are scheduled to take place for the president-elect leading up to his inauguration?
It's an excellent question. It's, of course, not just a hand on your Bible moment. There are a number of celebratory events. There's a candlelight dinner at Union Station here. Lots of celebratory inaugural balls they have on the evening of the inauguration. Moments away, in about an hour and a half, he and his Vice President-elect Mike Pence will go to the Arlington National Cemetery just across the river here in Virginia to lay wreaths, followed by an inaugural concert on the Washington Mall on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where Donald Trump is expected to provide a keynote, if not brief keynote address at the Make America Great Welcome concert, which will take place in about 2 hours' time from here. So there are a number of events. I think another position is, of course, that a number of Hollywood celebrities have declined to perform at a number of these concerts. That's, of course, another discussion, but certainly those events are still going ahead.
Sure, and this is definitely one that we will be following as it develops and the day progresses, and we will be touching base with you with regards to what's happening on the ground there. Thank you so much for joining us. We have to leave it there for now. That was our correspondent, Sherwin Bryce-Pease, joining us live from Washington, D.C.